Hello again. After the first tip and tricks video, I realized that I have a lot of different kind of things what I can and want to share with you all World of Tank players about tips and tricks. Uh, let's start right away. So this is part two, and let's start with the first one. Reset RNG by changing server or you can reboot the client. This is very good trick what I do or use a lot, especially when I'm very frustrating that I'm getting very bad teams from a matchmaking or I get feeling that I don't hit anything. RNG is messing me with big time sometimes. So only thing what I do on those moments, I'm changing the server. I'm playing at the EU server, and there is the three different kind of server, and I'm changing those. Uh, Also, I'm sometimes rebooting the client, and this is the trick if you have only one server in where you are playing this game. Uh, just reboot the client, close it, and start it again. Far as I have understood, the client or the system goes that every time when you are signing in, it gives you some random value what it use for the RNG in the future for the matchmaking and so on. I don't know if it's this is true, but this is something what I have find out and what I have heard. Mm. I don't know does this really matter? At least when I'm doing this, sometimes I'm so frustrating. It is on my head. I have to be honest. Sometimes the game's battles are so bad, and sometimes no matter how much I'm changing a server or rebooting the client, it doesn't change anything. It's a good time in that point to shut down the whole game and play in another day. But sometimes this works, and I don't know really honestly, does it give me the better teams or something? Does it really change the RNT on my case? But it's mentally give the new chance, if you know what I mean. So it's one of the trick what I use, and I recommend that if you get those bad battles, I mean, not the one. If you get one bad matchmaking and one battle, it doesn't mean anything. But if you have those losing streaks for let's say 5 to 7 battles a row, which are bad, you get all the time you are losing and losing. This might help you. Next, very important thing: how to get better crew. First thing first, before I give those tricks, it's very important to you to know if, especially if you are new player, the crew is the key thing, the key element on the tank's performance. So when you are grinding a new tech tree tank or getting new tank and so on, avoid those uh, let's say 50 to 100, let put this way, less than 100% crew. And this is the basic train percentages. So avoid those no matter cost. Just avoid those. So when you are getting a new tank and you don't have a crew and you start to create, you get the new crew, at least train them with the credits to the 75%, but that's not a good tip. Avoid that to do anything to get 100% the crew. It's very important thing because the stock tank itself is very painful to pay. But if you got this kind of untrained crew, it is so painful. It's you know what I mean. So avoid these 15 to 100, less than 100% crews. So the goal is to get at least that 100% crew. So basic trainings are full, and you can go forward from that. And now the tips and tricks are focusing what you can, how you can get those 100% crews. So best tip and trick what I'm using the rental tanks crew. And if you might ask where you can get those rental tanks, well, nowadays or past 2, 3, or 4 years at least, uh, wargaming itself has been offering these rental tanks. The rentals might be 10 days or 10 battles or something like that. And they are always giving with these rental tanks 100% crews train it, and they are trained to that specific tank. And that's the starting point where you can grind for your own new tank, the new 1% crew. And how you can do that? Get that rental tank, no matter where you get it at, and get the tank which is same a nation. What is your new tank where you wanted that new crew to be? Get the same nation, and it's have to be. It don't have to be, but it's uh, on the same tank class as a new tank. But uh, if it's not, it will cost you much more. So best way is to get it have to be the same nation, and the best way or best option is that it is in the same tank class. So if your new tank where you want to that get to that new crew, 100% crew, let's say it's a heavy tank, and it's a Russian heavy tank. Uh, so get the Russian rental tank, which is the Russian heavy tank, no matter what the tier is. It has don't have to be the same tier as your new tank. Most important thing is that you have to check that the layout of those crews have to be the same. So gunner, one loader, for example, commander, so on, and these have to be the same. That's it. After you get this rental tank, uh, use the crew books to rise skill percents more than 70 to 80% on that crew in the rental tank. And this means that keep those rental tanks crew on the rental tank and use crew books to rise those skill levels. And this is more than when we are going upward from that 100%. That's a base skill train level. And when we start to train those special skills for the crews, and this is the process what I'm talking right now. So use crew books to get that 70 to 80% uh, for the crew first skills on the crew. Don't select any skills, and this means that you have to use about how much it is, about 10 uh, first level crew books to get 73% or something like that, or you can use one level 2 crew book, and you can get, was it something 60, and one or two level 1 crew books, and that's the way how you can reach that extra 70 or 80% on that rental tank. In this next step is to move that crew to your new tank from the rental tank, and just retrain crew for your new tank. And the client will ask, will you use those uh, extra skills or something? It reminds you that it going to use those. Just accept them, and that's it. It will compensate or use those extra percents to compensate that you are training it to the new tank. The outcome is that you have more about 100 or more base level for your skills on your new tank, on your new crew, and that's a good point where you can start to uh, train them your new crew for the new first skill level, which is most important level. uh, the 100% isn't enough for base. You have to get uh, at least I see that the first skill level is most important. So that's a good point where to start and use crew books or whatever to get the first skill level, and that's it. This is a way how you can get pretty easily and great way to get 100% for crew for your new tank. Uh, yeah, and this is what I have been using many years, or at least how long the crew rental tanks have been on the game. Next thing, uh, use Amazon Prime to get rental tanks. This is more for the next or continue for the previous tip. Uh, if you don't have Amazon Prime, or if you don't know about Amazon Prime is the uh, mm, special or extra account for Amazon services. Basically, Amazon is offering these different kind of shops and online delivery things, and nowadays they are offering also these uh, video and movie services and so on. So if you are buying these online video services for Amazon Prime, and if you didn't know, there's also some goodies for the players, different kind of games, for example, World of Tanks. And so you can just uh, connect yourself from Amazon Prime for the World of Tanks, go to Amazon Prime gaming side, and there you can get different kind of extra things what they are offering once per month, and they're offering four different kind of rental tanks where you can get those crew, and also they are offering consumables and so on, so on, so on. So if you have Amazon Prime or something like that, you can use this. This is very good way to get the rental tanks and those crews, and this is what I'm using. Next thing, pay attention for special events. Now and then, World of Tanks is uh, now nowadays there's a lot of different kind of events in the World of Tanks during the year, and there World of Tank is offering pretty often those special crews for the prices if you are playing those events. To be honest, I don't like so much those even for example that's Waffen Tracker Doctor whatever that event was. I didn't like to play it. It was pretty crappy, but I played just because they are offering pretty good tank crews for it. So that's the reason why I play those events to get tank crews. Uh, and tank crews in generally they are uh, very important things. To me, they are more important than some consumables or something what I can get from the events or some special uh, game modes or something. To me, those special crews are very much more important because those crews are they are very well trained. For example, I still have some crews from I don't remember what the event was. I have stored it or save it for the special tanks. Those crews have uh, I can train them for any nation for any tanks as normally those special crews are, but they have free free uh, level ready trained level for the skills, and they are totally free to pick anything. So I get the tank crew right away, which has a lot of grinded uh, free mm, training processes what I can use, and those are very very important and very important groups or things to get for in this game. So pay attention for those special events, and if they are offering those extra crews, if you don't like to play those events, but if the prices are the good like those special crews, just play them, grind them to get those things. Next thing, use the crew books, and this is something what obviously everybody is using, but the main tip for this whole thing, uh, use only to get to that first skill level. Maybe sometimes the second, but the first is most important. And the reason why it's important to use for the first is that it the requirements how much the system needs the group books, it rise very rapidly uh, after the first skill level. So it has those crew books are working and they are very effective for a first skill level to reach that. But after that, the effectiveness of those crew books are dropping down very fastly. So don't waste those on the on level 3 or something. They they go. You don't get so much out of them if you are using on that. But on the first level, it's very important. Sometimes on the second level is something what is also it's you have to wait so much crew books to get something out of or some kind of process for the skills. Yeah, let's go forward. Uh, you can use also, if you don't have those crew books, you can use free experience for training. But this is a little bit expensive way to do it, and this is uh, something what I'm using only for the first to get reach that first level completed. So I don't use these at the second or third level at all because these are uh, you have to use a lot of free experience for the training, but this is very good if you don't have crew books and you have some kind of emergency to get that first skill level. Next thing, train crews in the premium tanks and special tanks. There are nowadays there's a lot of special tanks where you can train uh, the tank crews, and obviously, as always, the premium tanks are the good platform to train the people, people, the crews from different other tanks, and that's something what what I'm doing a lot. To be honest, I don't have any any premium tanks which have their own specific crew at all. I'm using only NATO tanks crews at my premium tanks. Uh, yeah, that's a very good way to train those crews, and because premium tanks get those bonuses and so on for the training crews. Next thing, uh, choose your enemy. In general, this in my list of tips and tricks. Uh, This is very important and good tip for the everyone who struggling at the matchmaking when the whole battle is starting and matchmaking is giving something higher tier enemies and so on. This might be a very toxic for the mind, and I understand that right correctly and perfectly. I know exactly what the feeling is. Is that uh, the same feeling can get if you have installed modification what I have here, which is this XVM, which shows right away on the colors and the numbers what is the skill level of the player, and I can see right away what kind of enemy I have and what kind of uh, allied team where I have, and what is the skill level. And this may affect a lot of people's or players' mind from the start. Uh, this is one example, and now we are talking about tiers. If you have selected or you are playing for, in this example, for the tier 6 heavy tank, you might start to think that, oh boy, I have to face that tier 8 tank right away, and I don't have any kind of chance, and I don't play, or I go into camping, or I go to swimming or something. I don't play at all. Uh, don't do this. I know the feeling is bad, but one thing what I'm like to always say in the battle when somebody is complaining matchmaking and he has a lower tier tank, there is a lot of other tiers what they can face and what against they can fight. Obviously, they have to fight in some cases. Some point they might have to fight with the higher tiers, but focus on the lower tiers. It eases up a lot of the mindset, and that's a good thing always to think. Matchmaking is giving exactly the same level of tiers to both sides. So there is tier 7 in this example, and tier 6 tanks also what you can what the tanks against you can play, and the mindset from the start is to focusing the these same level tanks. Let's go forward. Uh, Play as your position is in the tier level. This is very important thing. This is very good tip in generally, which if helps your team to win, and it raises your statistic and makes you the better player. And this is something time to time what I'm forgetting, and in different kind of yeah, this works different ways. But what I'm meaning is that let's take that same picture what I showed earlier. So here is tier 8, tier 7, and tier 6. And what this means, it means that if you are in a higher tier in this lineup from a matchmaking, you have to play aggressive. You have to be on a front line. You have to do magic trick on there, because you are the best of your team's equipment. You have a best equipment and tanks in that team, and you are the best weapon against enemy. If you are camping with these top tier things, or do something what is what the team don't what the team is accepting you to do, and you don't do that, you are doing huge mistake. Next thing, if we have this three-step matchmaking with the three different kind of tiers, if there's a middle tier with this in this case tier 7, you can be aggressive or passive depending on the situation. Normally in these middle tiers uh, they can be competitive tanks, so they can be aggressive, and if they could be aggressive competitive tanks with can challenge the higher tiers. They absolutely have to be aggressive. They have to make an effect for the team. Passive in this case doesn't mean that you have to camp in the deepest corner on the map and wait to the end game that somebody is running in front of your barrel. Don't do that. Passive means that you are more careful what you are doing. You don't have to be on the in the front line. You are more on the supporting, and you have to be uh, on the in the battle too. You have to be on the edge on the battle, but you don't have to on the front line. That's mean passive in this point. And obviously, if you are lower tier in that matchmaking, you can be that passive. Nobody blames you, or they don't have a reason to blame you. Obviously, if you have a good tank on the lower tiers, for example, tier 10 matchmaking, you have a decent tier 8 tank, you can be a active or aggressive player, and When we are going forward in the skill level, when we are looking those unicums and so on, the very good players, they are aggressive and they are active players no matter what the tier is or what is the setup, because they know how to play this whole thing. Yeah, this is very important tip for everyone, and this is something what I try time to time. Like I said, I forget this. I'm playing lower tiers. I'm so excited that I play too aggressive for the level of my tier. I don't camp or, to be honest, be passive player. Almost never. Sometimes when I don't know what to do, it's better to just wait an idea. But nevertheless, I'm always try to make my contribution put for the team. Let's go forward. Remember your tank role or type. This is some kind of related to the previous one. Play as your position in tier level. Uh, this means that if you have a heavy tank, don't camp or snipe it. It's very good sign of losing battle right at the beginning if the top tier heavy start to snipe from a pack. It have big stamp on on that team's uh, that it's going to lose, because reason for this is that uh, the heavy tanks are very important and they have to face on the front with the enemies, and if they are not doing that, they are not using or playing as the role should be, and that's a very bad thing for the outcome and for everything. It's ruining the whole game. Same goes to the every tank or almost. For example, if we have EPR or light players who are not scouting or spotting or nothing, they are just sniping for the back or camping from the deepest corner. Uh, they are they not should be on the team at all. To be honest, they are just wasting one position on that team lineup. So play as your role tank role is. It's very important thing. That's way how you can make sure that your team has some kind of chances to win that battle, and obviously you get the better uh, battle, and you get to be better player. Next thing, use your free experience wisely, and this is something what I have been noticed that mm, those free experiences start to be very important thing in this game. Uh, and that has been a little bit changing, or to be honest, I haven't paid attention so much free experience, but just lately, let's say year or year and a half. And main thing where you should use free experiences is mainly only to get better equipments to your tank when you are grinding tech trees. So, like I said earlier, the tanks which don't have crew members who don't have that 100% crew and no skills at all, it's very toxic way to get bad bad game experiences. So they are very important. Same goes to the grinding tech tree tanks. The stock tanks are very painful to play. They make sure they make sure that you don't have good game experiences, and depending on the tank what you are grinding, it could be take a lot of time to just grind to get those equipments. So if you have a free experiences, use them to get those better equipments, to get better tank on your grinding. It's very important. Don't use free experience for the to get next tank in the tech tree. I don't see that it's, or at least I don't use that a lot. If I'm very some in some crazy reason, I have so um, I'm hovering at the next tech tree tank. What is on the line, the higher tier next tree tech tree tank. In some cases, I have been using free experiences to get that, but it's pretty rare. I don't have any kind of hurry to get those. Um, those special cases might be those top of the three uh, events, and I don't have enough time. So that's only uh, point where I might use those free experiences. But get the higher tier uh, grinding tank, use use those blueprints or something else. This is the mainly way how I'm using the free experience. Or only this is this is let's put this way. This is a reason why I'm collecting free experience mainly. Next thing you can use, like I said earlier, train the crew skills, but only use these to complete the first skill, nothing else. That's very important because using free experiences to crew skills, it uh, the game is our client is wasting so much those free experience for the rising the crew skills. So yeah, next thing, always it's good idea to save free experience for the future because now past half an year or something I have noticed that or there's 2 or 3 events what from the World of Tanks or Wargaming, and they are offering some special tanks, and you can get uh, that for the using free experience. So it start to be very valuable currency in the game. So it's good idea to save those free experience for the future. And like I said, it start to be very valuable currency for those special deals, and same as bonds. Let's go forward. Now back to basic kind of thing. Circles, your best friend, and this means circles in the battle, and probably what everybody knows. But this is I know exactly. I have been watching myself on the battle in the past years. I'm always watching these, but now time to time I just find myself that uh, I don't I'm not respecting these. Let's put that way, and it's very important to respect these and remember these. So what these are, like I said, probably everybody knows, but let's go please once again. So the first circle which runs is 50 meters. It's a proxy spotting range. That means that no matter what kind of uh, obstacle is between you and enemy, you can spot him and he can spot you, no matter what kind of camo values you have or or something. He's he's always going to spot you and you can spot him. Next thing is view range, and this is the one which means how far you can see. What is the your crew's capability to spot something? What kind of equipments you have in the uh, on the tank and so on. So obviously, view range is very important thing to gain and get and to maximize it. And the maximum spotting range is that 445 meters. So that means that you can spot everyone on that range, and obviously enemy can spot you too in that range if the enemy has a capability to spot in this range. So this is the one of the most important circle to check and follow when you are playing. If you have those fragile tanks which don't have any kind of armor, those glass cannon on whatever, however you are saying naming those, it's very important to follow what is the maximum spotting range that you are not spotted, or if you are in this range, what is the, or you have to check the what kind of cover you have, where you can go, and so on. So this is very important to follow. Next thing, which is not so important, is drawing range. This is the rendering range what the client or the game is capable, or it's capable to show more, but this is the limitation. So this is the farthest where you can see tank, and this is, well, I don't know the cases where this could be important to follow. Well, some cases it's good to know that if somebody is uh, if there's even somebody in that range, but this is something what's I don't use that pretty much at all. I don't know how to use this in my battles so well. If you know how to use this, I am very curious to know. So let put the comment and tell me. Last but not least is maximum shell ranks, and this is very good information. There is no any kind of circle for this, and I don't know if there's a modification which offer this circle. It would be very important and interesting to get this circle. But this means that why this is important or good to know thing is when you if you are using shooting those blind shots from the long distance. It's very important to know where when your blind shots are effective or not. If the range is more than 720 meters, no matter how accurate your blind shots are, you don't hit anything because those shells are disappearing in some mystical space or something. They are not doing damages, in other words. So you have to be under 730 meters if you are trying to do some damages with that blind shots. And blinds means that drawing range is that what it is, and you can't see so far away no matter who is spotting. So if you are very far away, no matter how accurate you are, you don't hit anything. And this mean this doesn't. It's a little bit different for the, or let's put this way, artillery is exception for this. They hit. Uh, I don't know. Do artillery have any kind of maximum shot range? They can shoot another corner to another corner, the whole space what the battle is offering. So this is only for those non artillery vehicles. That's 720 meters. Let's go forward. In the battle, uh, if you don't know what to do, and I mean normally this means the players uh, who have some kind of clue how to play, and they have some kind of plan on their head what they are doing, and they have some kind of steps, and this is the mindset and thinking what every players have to evolve so they get better. They have to know some kind of plan, and they have to watch how the enemy are and own team is doing, and so on. But nevertheless, if you don't know what to do, what is the good tip for this? The good tip is don't do nothing and wait for the idea or act your own enemy team. Uh, this means that I have seen so many times allied team members, players, uh, from the situation in the battle where nothing is happening. Enemy is waiting to my team to do mistake, and so does my team. We are waiting, and believe me, in some point when the time is going down, most of the time somebody is doing something, and the person or the players who does something, or they start to frustrate that waiting, they are doing those mistakes and do stupid things. They are going open and they show themselves, or they start to shoot blind shot from the bad location. On the they are not covered. They are spotting themselves and get killed very fast. So if you don't know what to do, don't do anything hasty thing. Wait for an idea, uh, just from yourself. What you can do, or if you are playing a platoon, start to figuring out what is the good thing, what you can do, or wait what act what your own team is doing, and when your own team start to do something which hopefully is not so stupid thing what they are doing, start to build up your own playing for that you can support and cover those your own team players teammates. And second thing is to be a patience. It's very important to wait and watch what the enemy is doing on those situations which are holding, or those waiting uh, situations. Wait and see what the enemy is doing, and wait those stupid things, mistakes, and you can get easy hits to the enemies in that way, and that's the easiest way to win the whole battle. To be honest, in generally, the whole game is based to the principle that there's two kind of players. They are players uh, who are rushing to the enemy fire, which are uh, I like to say Muppets or stupid players, and there's another type of players are those who are waiting that these Muppets are running to your own front of your own tank barrel, and you can just shoot them out. So in general, there are these two types of players, in at least at the lower tiers. This is very good thing to remember. So yes, that's the last one of these tips and tricks, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to make a third video when I'm collecting more tips and tricks to my list. But so far, these are what I'm showing right now. I'm hope that this helps you on the gaming to get better gaming experience and winnings and so on, and getting better player. Uh, yeah, if you have any kind of tips and tricks of yourself or comments and so on, please write them to the comment section. And this is as far as I go in this video, and yeah, I'm stopping right now. Thank you. Bye.